Collingwood's in that lot. Putnam came through like an express train. He's after Crosswell now, but Crosswell gets his kick over the centre. Jackson's there, and Jackson is marked. Jackson between centre half forward and the centre. Well, he'll kick a bit short of the centre. He takes his kick. Oh, it's a nice one too. The big men fly in. Up they go. It's a Collingwood mark in defence to Clifton, the fullback.
A beauty under pressure.
Let's hear from Butch Gale.
Jeff Clifton about the kick from just behind the centre half-back position. Going right up the middle, Collingwood. It's the only way to. Twiggy done in there. Nearly a mark to Croswell. Down here to Waite. Waite gets a left foot kick, a poor one out towards the half-forward flank. Jezelenko in front there, has the ball punched away. Hopkins has it. Scrambled, Dean on the ground, over to Hopkins again. Hopkins finesses, gets around onto the left foot, kicks it out here to where Gould up on the half-forward flank. Couldn't mark it. O'Callaghan came through very strong. Dean, a little bit flustered. Taken by Gallagher. Gallagher has it dropped out of his hands. Jezelenko and Connor, and Jezelenko will get the free.
Race players are visibly slowing down, Teddy.
Yes, I would think so, Mike. Oh, they would have to.
They must be weary.
Long, hard season, and this the toughest of them all.
Jezelenko a long way out. Couldn't see him kicking this. It's on its way, though. It's right into the goal square. A magnificent kick. They fly. Big John is there. Oh, gets it around the net.
Great player, this fella.
I wonder if he put himself into that, too. He's pretty clever, isn't he?
He's a thinker. He's a very good thinker when he's playing football.
Nichols, 12 yards out, directly in front. No misses with him. Right through the centre. Collingwood is scratching their heads again now because Carlton is still in it. Crowd going mad. There's the punch out. Nobody able to break clear with it. Plenty of Collingwood fellas there. Wayne Richardson thought it may have been his, but it's going to Waite of Carlton. Waite of Carlton now with the ball, almost in the centre of the MCG. Takes his kick. That's a big one down forward. They set themselves. Jezelenko, 2 bites, it's his. No worries.
What a good player this fella.
Great player. There's Nichols in the goal square. Eakins of Collingwood watching him. The ball down to the edge of the goal square. It's offline. Over the line she goes. There'll be a throw-in in the forward pocket for Carlton on the member stand side. Wait for the throw-in. The big men come in. Jenkins goes up there with John Nichols. Clifton comes through. Couldn't get away with it. Nichols gets it over to Robert Walls. Walls hooks it around. This is close. Cut through.
Right, it was close.
Touch through. One behind.
Well done, Peter.
Oh, gee, that was close. I agree.
Goal
umpire having a talk to Robert Walls.
Look, honestly, I think they're taking a little bit too much time, Collingwood. They're giving Carlton a chance to get back into this. Should hurry it on. Yeah,
what's going on here?
Having another word to Walls.
Walls disputed the goal umpire's decision. The goal umpire spoke to him and also the field umpire. As Clifton comes out, kicks the ball to the outer side flank. Underneath it is Jenkins Jones, and Jones has been paid the mark. 2 bites at the children.
I've got a terrible feeling, Teddy, you know.
You think they can come back with
it? Yes.
They're taking their time with the ball, as you mentioned. There comes Jones now. It's a big kick, torpedo punt high. Walls is underneath. Nichols from behind. And Nichols is stuck with another one. 15, 20 yards out of goal. He's the bogey man now. They can get the ball down forward quickly. Nick has already kicked one in this quarter, buttering up for his second. Runs in. See what he can do with it. He kicks, steers it right through the middle. There's no worries about that.
8 points to difference. 8 points to difference only in favour of Collingwood. And we are 11 minutes into the final quarter.
Well, but what are you going to say about it? They kicked 7 and 11 minutes in the third. Can they do it again?
Well, they're certainly playing better than Collingwood at the moment, purely and simply because Collingwood are definitely not playing on quickly enough. If they do it and do it now, well, they could hold this game. But if they let Carlton get close, I'll tell you what, Carlton would be the toughest side to get in front of. They get the lead.
They wouldn't need to be much closer, boy. 8 points of difference. Bounce to the ball. There they go. Jenkins gets it. It goes to Terry Waters. Waters down here towards McKenna. Backing back. No, here's a chance. Tubman comes in there. The ball is pushed away. Thompson's there also. But it's Carlton getting out of trouble. Croswell pushes the ball in front of him.
Croswell holding the man.
Croswell on the back line as he played well. Looks like Chandler's coming on for Carlton too. Now there's a kick from Croswell with the wing position on the member stand side. They fly high. No mark down to the ground. Pennell comes through here for Carlton. Pennell tries a hand pass, but it doesn't come off. Holding the ball, place to take it. Slap bang on the
Collingwood
wing position.
player down on the centre wing, Greening. And looks bad too.
Chandler's on, Gould off. Chandler on for Carlton, Gould off. The kick down forward now for Collingwood. Thompson at the back of the pack. But it's Mackay once again taking a towering mark. Greening cramp, obviously. Mackay now tries one in towards the centre. It doesn't come off. Here's a chance for it. White there with the ball. White a long hand pass across here. Taken by Train. Train of Carlton. But it's passed over here to Max Richardson of Collingwood. Down forward it goes. And Hall comes out with the speed of a train. Kevin Hall of Carlton into the centre. The ball taken by Lee Adamson of Collingwood. In a bit of trouble. He gets his kick downfield and Jones is marking the defence for Carlton.
Oh, tremendous stuff this.
Jones now back in towards the centre. Jesselenko flew up a mile. Potter trying to come out with the ball. Jesselenko gets it out the train of Carlton.
No doubt he threw it.
He threw it. Umpire Jolly right in control there. No good going for a few supporters. He was 15 yards away from the incident.
13 and a half minutes gone of the final quarter. 8 points the difference in favour of Collingwood.
Greening will come off and Ricky Watt will come on. A replacement.
Wayne Richardson with the ball over there on the outer side.
Taking too much time.
His kick. The players set themselves. Oh, Thompson's in trouble there. He's buffeted around. Out comes Ian Robertson with the ball. Here's a kick. Robertson bars up.
Dunn will get the free kick here. That's centre half forward.
Kicking in danger against Carlton.
Oh, nearly a 15-yard penalty too. Look at this.
Tully's off. Tully's off. And Ricky Watt is on. That's for Collingwood. Now Twiggy Dunn, who's played a magnificent game. He's kicked 2 goals, or he's a long way out. He'll have to kick this down there 70 yards. Down to the Richmond end. It's on its way. It's well offline. Look who's waiting there. Mackay to take the defensive mark for the Blues. A hand pass by Mackay. Oh, this is trouble. Tubman comes through there. The ball held on to him, I think. No. Called holding the ball. I think the ball was held on to him, to be truthful.
Oh, this is risky stuff.
Toss it goes to Mackay. Mackay out at further afield. No mark, however. Through comes Wade. A hand pass to Silvani. Silvani back here to White. White tries to brush him off. He does so. Over comes here towards Ian Robertson of Carlton. Robertson of Carlton now goes for the bounce. He sets himself. He gets away. Carlton going forward. Robertson to Hopkins. Hopkins now steadies. Hopkins down forward. It's over Jesselenko's head. And Eakins marks in defence.
Very good mark, Eakins there. Very solid.
Oh,
because that was going to be a Carlton score, no worry.
Got the oxygen.
It was a good call there, Mike.
Eakins now, from just forward of the back pocket. Should go up the centre, but he's looked for the centre wing. Waters from behind, and Jones, no mark. Scramble of players, Britt in there, not being helped at all. Wayne Richardson. And Jolly will have to bounce. A good decision. Very tired footballers out there at the moment. Jenkins hits down, but it's taken by Gallagher. Popped over towards Jackson! Jackson from behind Adamson took the mark. Now he's at least 70 yards out. More. Nichols calling for it high into the square. Eakins and Nichols, up they go, and Eakins taps it, touches it through for 1 point.
17 minutes of the final quarter gone of the 1970 grand final. And look at that scoreboard.
7 points the difference. You wouldn't believe.
Clifton kicking out from the scoreboard end. Comes along the member stand flank. The boys move in. Ian Robertson. Oh, he's paying it. I think he should.
Oh, he has to.
Pay the mark.
No disagreement from our commentary position here.
Move the ball on.
Collingwood getting worried. Will another one slip out of their clutches? A glorious kick by Ian Robertson to the goal square. Knocked away by Wallace.
Oh!
Right across. O'Callaghan of Collingwood with the ball. O'Callaghan going for a run. Puts his boot into it. Gee, luck when Collingwood's way then. Canal comes to Mulcair. given to Hopkins. Hopkins down to centre half forward. They all fly for it. Sergio Silvani comes through. Through comes Wayne Richardson. Gets it to another Max Richardson. Down towards centre half forward for Collingwood. No mark, however. Whoa, and over they go. Picked up by Waite. Almost picked up by Waite. Waite of Carlton still going. He's grabbed by Dick. And the ball goes across here to Kevin Hall. Kevin Hall up towards centre half forward for Carlton. Plenty of Collingwood players there. But the ball goes to Robertson. He can't handle it. Silvani dives on top of it. Silvani gets it across here. Tubman comes through. Can't go anywhere. O'Callaghan into the centre. Taken by Price. Price down forward. McKenna and Hall over the brick. With the left footer. McKenna. Crosswell pushes it over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in the forward pocket for Collingwood on the member stand side. I'm just about gone.
It's a wild finish, I'll tell you. He's put the whistle away, Jolly, to Jenkins. Lent on the player there, but hit it down. It's all Carlton in his back line. Where are Collingwood's forwards? The kick from long and deep out the woods, centre wing. Crane racing for it with Dean. Dean gets the advantage now. He's tired, though. Gets around on the left foot. Well done, son. And the kick in towards centre half forward. No mark. Yes, it's great. Waiter's mark at centre half back, and they're weary, these fellas, I can tell you.
Wouldn't you be, Butch?
This has been a tremendous pressure game. 7 points the difference, and Carlton need to attack again. Waters from behind dropped it. Chance there for Adamson, but it's snapped up by Crane. He goes in towards centre half forward. Nichols racing for it. So too is Wayne Richardson. He's shouldered aside. Silvani gets it. Floats over. Eakins over the top of him. Eakins still in trouble, but still manages to struggle the ball. Clifton taps it over the line for throw in.
Well umpired, Don Jolly. He's letting it all go, and this is what the crowd want to see. He's playing the obvious free kicks. There's the tap down now by Thompson. Thompson to Wayne Richardson. But coming in here is Ricky Watt to the left boot, to the half forward line. Green, Gills there, nobody marks. Coming through is Mackay. Mackay caught in possession.
Holding the ball.
And will be played against him. Going to Johnny Greening, the Collingwood wingman. Number 22.
And 120,000 people go mad. Going on towards 19 and a half minutes of the final quarter. Can Collingwood hang on? Will Carlton get up? Jones across to Barry Gill. Gill now close to the boundary line. It's over on the full.
I know this handball's got him back in the game, Mike, but they're overdoing it.
Greening off here, Mike. He can't run.
Well, you wouldn't doubt the courage of any one of those players out there.
Oh!
Kick to be taken by Ricky Watt, who came on, replacing Colin Tully. Watt now will drive this deep down into the forward zone. There's his kick. It's a nice one too. The players move in. Big Jenkins from behind. David Mackay was scored by his own man. He goes to come through. He's grabbed. Picked up by Jenkins. He can't come anywhere. Crane comes through. But a free kick is going to Crosswell or Mackay. Crosswell of Carlton. He takes his kick. It's a nice one too. Up towards centre half forward. The players sit themselves. Terry Waters went up. But Eakins comes out with it. Kick followed by Jackson. Jackson goes after it now. Look at this fella go. Jackson a long hand pass to Hopkins. Hopkins steadies. Hopkins kick. It's through. He's put it through. It's 4 goals to Hopkins.
And it's only a point the difference.
NASA Shine.
Collins even if that goes for a run. Almost towards the half-forward line. He is now. He's got 50 metres. Takes the handball. No pains the handball. He won't give in Manasseh. He's going to shoot for goal. And he's put it through. He's put it through.
Almost puts into the final quarter. Don Jelly bounces the ball. Up they go. The ball. Thompson's in the ruck there. Dean comes through. He's in a lot of trouble, but eventually gets out. Kicks down forward. Up they go. No mark. McKenna's there. Jenkins comes out with it. Jenkins goes over. Kick off the ground by Pennell. And Pennell has put it over the boundary line in the forward pocket for Collingwood on that outer side.
And he's hurt himself too.
Boy, oh boy.
Cramp. They're going down like 9 pins here. The throw-in takes place. Jenkins gets a tap down. It goes to Crosswell. Crosswell a long hand pass out here. Dean's unloaded by Waite of Carlton. Waite picks up. Throws a short one up towards Crane of Carlton. He's chased by Price. They both go over. The ball's in play taken by Chandler. Chandler of Carlton up to the half-forward flank on the outer side. Through comes Potter of Collingwood. Potter steadies. Gets a hurried kick back towards the weak position on that outer side. And Twiggy Dunn has marked.
Oh, he's been a hero today. Look at that hand pass now. Nicely to Price. Price Boots a long one in towards the full forward area. Oh, Collingwood player pushes it back, but the mark allowed to Mackay.
Whoa!
Mackay now shorts one out to Peter Jones, and he's got it and plays off. Oh, this is dangerous for Collingwood. It's only a point the difference, and they're in front.
Jesselenko!
And away they go. Jesselenko plays on with the ball. Puts it high. Robbie Walls is there. Comes to the ground. Kicked off the ground by Collingwood. Out of bounds in the forward pocket. 1 point the difference.
Time, Michael.
22 and a half minutes coming up. 22 and a half minutes coming up on the 1970 Grand Final at the MCG. There they go. Jackson comes through. Jackson's after Cummings, after him. Jackson snaps it around. Eakins is marked. Was the inside the boundary line. Doesn't really matter.
Outside on the ball.
He'll still get the kick. Peter Eakins of Collingwood. They go along the outer flank there. 120,000 people or more. Up they go. Crosswell from behind. Couldn't pull it down. But Crosswell batters up. Tadman's after him. Crosswell tries to punch the ball away. Puts it over the boundary line. On the half-forward flank for Carlton on that outer side.
Point the difference.
The last half it's been Carlton coming back from the depths of despair. What a great job all these boys have done. Nichols gets a tap down. Twiggy done. There'll be another ball up. Another ball up, still on that half-forward flank for Carlton on the outer side. There's the bounce, Big Nichols is there. Dunn goes with him, Dunn gets a tap down. Collingwood Rovers, where are they? Lee Adamson dives on top of the ball. There could be another ball up there.
Dogs fired, every one of them.
They're doing it from memory, these boys. Up they go. Dean just takes it in the pack. But the free kick is going to Nichols of Carlton. Nichols, he's a long way out. Would want to kick this 80 yards. Well, you wouldn't think so.
He's going to give it a hell of a try.
My word, he is, Teddy. Big John, a great player, puts his boot into it. Oh, it's gone across the face of goal. Up they go. Crosswell from behind. Trying to call. The ball driven out of danger. But Sergio Silvani for Carlton comes through. Silvani drives down forward. It's almost in the goal square. No mark. Lee Adamson of Collingwood comes out. Tries a hand pass. Jesselenko's there. Jesselenko hooks it around across the face of goals. They're racing after it, but over the line she goes. In Carlton's forward pocket on the outer side. Wait for the throw in. There it goes. Dunn and Nichols. Nichols knocks it away. Who'll get the ball? Waters of Collingwood after it. He runs into trouble. Could be a ball up.
Holding the ball.
Holding the ball for
Ball in possession.
24 and a half.
Oh, too high. Too high.
Super.
24 and a half minutes gone. Crosswell with it. Crosswell's kicked one. He's only 40 yards out. If that's 35 to 40 yards out. On a slight angle. Brent Crosswell. It's on its way. It looks pretty good. Carlton in front. It's a goal. Carlton in front.
Oh, what a finish.
And we're into time on.
Can the Magpies come back?
We're into time on. 25 minutes gone.
Oh, look at this. There's runners running everywhere. Players have lifted themselves again everywhere.
There they go, the bounce of the ball. Jones gets the knock away. Through they come. Waiter's there, he runs into trouble. A chance for Conbritt to pick up. Crosswell's after him. Ritter's bundled over and Britt gets the free kick.
Hurd is on for Collingwood.
Hurd is on.
Greening off.
Right, Britt takes his kick down forward. They move in for it. Up they go. Ah, yes. Mulcair, 2 bites, and he's taken them off. The kick now goes into the centre of the MCG, over the centre. The players set themselves and Jekyll is marked for Collingwood. Oh, don't do it. Jekyll now goes wide. He's out there looking for Dean, and Dean is marked for Collingwood. Don't tell me Rosie's going to go down again so closely. What a fight back by the Blues. Dean now, a long run down forward. They come out to meet it. Oh, Robertson got the mark. But he gets away with it, Ian Robertson. Ian Robertson kicks to the half-back flank on the member stand side now. They're racing for it. Pennell can't get the run of the ball. Britt is after him. Over the line they go. There'll be a throw-in.
Oh, are they tired, Mike?
A throw-in on the half-forward flank for Collingwood on the member stand side. Big Hurd comes in there. Ball taken by Gill. He gets it across to Jones. Jones of Carlton up to the wing position. Oh, mark. A chance for Wayne Richardson. He picks up a short one. Yes. Price is marked for Collingwood. Now Price of Collingwood steadying down. He's going for the lead from McKenna. McKenna goes up. He's trying it.
Play on.
Oh, play on. Play on is the call. Up towards centre-half forward for Carlton now. Here comes Jesselenko. Jesselenko, a left footer. There's nobody there.
Look at this.
It's bounced through.
You wouldn't believe this, honestly. That's Jesselenko's third goal. And Collingwood players holding hands to their heads as the time's getting away from them now. They're 11 points down. An amazing finish by Carlton, and they've got this grand final won.
Oh, you wouldn't see anything better anywhere in the world, Butch, as far as excitements and highlights and tremendous sportsmen are concerned.
27 and a half minutes gone. Butch Gale.
Ricky Watt with the ball in the centre of the ground. Is there time? McKenna comes out. Hall punches away. A grand finish by Hall. Brett in there working hard, surrounded by Carlton players. Oh, they're just too disciplined. The kick going up to the flank. And O'Callaghan drops the mark. He plays on again. Short one into the centre. Price has it. He plays on. He's in trouble. Right across the centre. Still looking desperately for McKenna. A chance for Twiggy Dunn. No, beautiful mark. Oh, what a great finish. Boy, these fellas have got hearts as big as themselves.
You can say that again. What's the 28 minutes, Mike?
There's Mackay's kick in towards the centre wing now. Up goes Jenkins, no mark. Look at that, players hurt. Down it comes to Wayne Richardson. He gets a left foot kick in towards full forward again. Players are surrounded there. Comes down onto the ground and it's a free kick to Dunn.
28 and a half minutes gone in the final quarter of the 1970 grand final. Carlton have come from a mile behind. No other way to describe it.
You wouldn't want to have a crook heart, would you?
Twiggy Dunn has kicked 2 goals, and he would be 40 yards out, directly in front. He kicks. Oh, it's swinging off. But it's there. 1 point. 1 point.
It's all over for Magpies again, Mike. There's no worries in the world about that now. They just haven't got the time.
Taking time to kick in again now. They're looking for Rassie, still desperately worried about this. But I wouldn't be worried if I was him. Down to Crane. His kick up towards the half-forward flank. Adamson and Jackson. Jackson racing for it. Adamson beats him to it this time. Jackson pulls him to the ground and the ball goes over for a throw-in.
Free kick going to Adamson.
Sorry, Adamson's free.
29 and a half minutes gone.
Oh, it's got to go any second, Michael. Half a minute to play, I reckon.
Fantastic. There's the kick now, down to the half-forward flank. A mark to Gallagher. There's the Carlton. Carlton are premiers, and look at one the rest is surrounded. Carlton are premiers, and our commiserations to Bob Rose of Collingwood. It's happened again to him, and nobody could be sorrier for Bob Rose than the 3 of us up here. It's all over. Yep. Carlton got up from the dying stages. Oh, Butch Gale, a fantastic comeback. They were gone to the world at half-time. But they kicked 7 goals in 10 and a half minutes in the third quarter, and Carlton have won the grand final of 1970 here on the MCG. So we have a look at that scoreboard. 14-17, 101 Collingwood. Carlton 17-9, 111.
Well, the Pies...
Or little steps.
I think
Bairstow and Viney on 11. We take a break. Marks of the week coming up after.
Magna SE, with a new level of sophistication never seen before in an Australian vehicle.
You haven't been in there for a long while.
Well done, Scotty. Well, there was some excellent marks, especially the early ones, and that's a good one to Roger Merritt last week up in Brisbane.
Well, Alistair Lynch, well, he can play either end of the ground. He is a great aerialist.
Now, the man that D. Cometti brought into football, Derek Kickett. What a spectacular mark.
And one of my eyes in the competition, Andrew Buse. Look at that, in front of the pack, and he played a very good captain's game yesterday.
I like this mark. This is Alistair Scott, the full forward down at Richmond. That's a strong mark. Despite the opposition, you can see the duress.
Friday night, the captain of the Eagles, Johnny Worsfold, over the back of Starcevich, top mark.
And here's Brett Hetty. And Craig Kelly's not too pleased with Brett after taking this mark. Oh, look how he got his feet in between.
Well, here's my tip for the Brownlow medal, Don. Have a look at that.
He didn't figure in the vote.
Face of the packet.
And there's a big man, my favourite.
There's Stoneham, a one-handed, a juggling match. He played a great second half yesterday, Barry Stoneham.
And Andrew Buse figures again. Obviously a good mark at the time by the back pocket.
Rodney Jamison playing on the forward line for the Crows. Oh, good mark out in front with a wet ball bang. Top chest mark, that.
Big leap here, Wayne Swass. And that is a good mark.
Well, Don, they were a terrific lot of marks. So the high stand. This one, Derek Kicker. Have a look at this. The centre wing flies from the back, a top mark.
The hands went into the back on the way up.
Well, it was paid a mark, Don.
Richie Bonneau, top mark that. Beautiful.
Am I correct? It was a great mark.
Thanks for that, Barras. We just needed that one. Now for the goals of the week. Jared and Kelvin, who won't dash in on the billboard as we take a look at the goals of the week.
The goal of the week and the goal of the year are brought to you by BP. BP, on the move.
Well, the first one this week is a big barrel from Paul Broderick up at the Gabba last Sunday. Great kick from about 45 metres out.
We go down to Cardinia Park last Sunday, and a very innovative Tim Watson here. I mean, it's a lot more difficult than that looks, actually. That particular, you wouldn't have been able to think of doing it, Don.
Well, here's his partner in crime, Simon Madden, one of the great ruckmen, but here he displays all of his skills at goal kicking, and he has plenty of those as well. Evades a couple of players and threads through the goal.
Yes, and Stewie Lowe's had plenty of criticism about his kicking here, but certainly improved that area, and this one's just on the left to show how much he has improved. A good goal.
Well, here's a player I really like, and that's Tony Francis. A good interception, has a quick bounce, probably bounced a little bit earlier than he had to there. But he lets one fly from 50 metres out and grubs through just for a good goal.
Hurried kick by Mansfield.
Yes, and in the mess down at Moorabbin yesterday, we've seen Mark Bairstow here, a great player, and showing his liking for goals, getting amongst them, and that was a top goal over the shoulder.
Well, Gilbert McAdam had a fairly forgettable day yesterday, but you produced this one little bit of magic, snapped around the corner on a wet day from 50 metres out. It's a pretty good performance. But we didn't go for that one, Cal.
No, we didn't, actually, and I'll take the brunt of it. You know, Don will probably laugh, but I went for that innovative goal from Timmy Watson.
Pele style,
I just thought it was very difficult, you know. These are the sorts of things that make Timmy Watson such a great player. Quick thinking, you know, football smart. Not many full forwards would think of doing that. And Timmy
Not many
Watson,
foot forwards would be in that position to do that. They'd be marking.
None in the studio, anyway.
a good goal by Timmy Watson.
Peter McKinnon, I think they're pointing the bone at you there.
Well, the form that the Swans displayed that day was absolutely terrific. And if they can repeat that, but it's hard to predict with the Swans because their form can be up and down like the weather. But they've had 5 changes, and among the changes, Greg Williams comes back after a long layoff through injury. They're way down there, and Hawthorn, with their burst of 4 wins in a row, are starting to look ominous. They're playing for second position on the ladder. They won't get it today against Geelong, who won yesterday, but if the Hawks, later in the season, can get second place on the ladder, it'll be the double chance in the finals. Well, the Hawks...
Guy Pearce joins Home and Away soon.
Why don't you do us both a favour and just disappear?
Oh, come on, it's enough.
Ace, it's none of your business. Why don't you stay out of it?
And emotions are on the rise.
What are we going to do? What, are you going to suffer, mate?
Bobby's visit will have tough consequences and win 5,000 cash in Home and Away Monday. Details on Arnott's Big Grab Packs.
Welcome back to the Sydney Cricket Ground. Cameron Williams will be on the boundary line and in the dressing rooms today, and here he is with the Mitsubishi Motors ground report.
Thanks very much, Drew. A glorious 6 to find WA's last win over Victoria. A 3-point thriller at Subiaco Oval, inspired by Brian Bomber Peake and capped off by a Gary Buckenara snap in the dying minutes.
Picked up by Buckenara, snap, let's go to the goal. Put him in front. Oh, got him. Hit the front and look at Buckenara.
Since then, it's been lean pickings for the Sandgropers, who've been on the receiving end of some real hidings. Last year, it was 37 points at the Wacker Ground. But Tuesday's game should be a much closer contest. The WA selectors chose a talented 31-member squad last Monday, which included no less than 17 Eagles players, with 14 called up, including the talents of Mark Bairstow, Darren Buick, Nicky Winmar and Darren Bennett.
I think WA have their best side for 3 years. I think there's maybe 4. They have good running players midfield. And I think that's our strength. Everybody knows that they can say full-back is a problem, centre-half back, centre-half forward and a second ruck. I believe we can overcome a couple of those.
The West's final lineup probably won't be known until just before bounce down. Of course, Chris Lewis won't play after his controversial report and suspension last week, an episode that Mal Brown describes as a disgrace.
There was no doubt he was going to play. There was no doubt he was a key player because he's most probably as good a player in the Australian Football League competition at getting the ball out of the centre. And it's ironic that Waitman goes up and gets off, and then they all of a sudden, if Viney did dob him in, I mean, again, this is a symptom that's not good in football. You don't dob people in.
To add to Brown's woes, Carl Langdon will front the tribunal tomorrow, charged with abusive language towards umpire John Russo on Friday. As well, there are injury clouds over Irving, Brennan, Waters, Lockyer and Christian. As a precaution, the selectors have added John Worsfold, Chris Mainwaring, Ashley McIntosh and John Ironmonger. Whatever the final makeup, there's certain to be a vast majority of Eagles players, and Brown says that will work in WA's favour.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think the fact that the Eagles have played together with so much success and they're running hard, they're hitting the ball hard and they are good at the second and third effort, I think that's a big advantage at this stage, particularly if we can, as many of their unit as possible can be kept together.
Best full forward when fit. He's the cornerstone of the Queensland attack and will be given until the last minute to take his place in the side.
We're actually sending 2 people down to check his fitness after the game, so that's how keyed up we are for the game, and we'll have a report back tonight, so hopefully Jason will be okay.
Regardless, Dunster will fly to Brisbane this afternoon. His margins, the last at the Gabba in 1981 by 81 points. This time around, coached by former Carlton utility and ex-Fitzroy coach Rod Austin, Victoria know they face stiffer opposition. Complacency will be their biggest problem.
And I think if you've got a core of players who are training and working together, then...
Until later this afternoon, Queensland, boasting the likes of Prasiska, Lawrence, Dunstall, Hardy, Merritt, McIver and as many as 6 players from the local QAFL competition, are banking on a Gabba advantage, contributing to bring about a boil-over against the cream of Victoria.
I'm expecting the Bears players to build up like they're playing in the grand final, and I think you'll find will be a very competitive combination. It'll be a big task to beat Victoria, but,
Forwards like Dick Lee and later Gordon Coventry, it wasn't surprising that Collingwood was one of the most successful of all VFL clubs in the early days. In the first 25 years of the league, the Pies won 5 premierships and were runners-up 7 times and missed the finals only once. Coventry, who played 306 matches, is the game's all-time goal-kicking record holder with 1,299 majors at an average of 4.25 per game. His brother Sid captained Collingwood to 4 successive flags between 1927 and 1930, the only club to have achieved that feat. The team's coach was Jock McHale, who was at the helm for an amazing 38 years, which reaped the club 8 premierships. He was succeeded in 1950 by Fonts Kine, who took the Pies to their 12th flag in 1953 and was the man who planned Collingwood's 1958 grand final win against Melbourne, possibly the most glorious victory the proud club has achieved. In upsetting the Demons, Kine's men prevented Melbourne equalling their record of 4
Years ago, when you were in the South Fremantle grounds, you really jumped right over the fella. That mark, the supermarket.
That was the mark of the year too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, Kevin Tyler won.
Oh, did he?
Oh, right. But it was a marvellous leap, Dennis, wasn't it? Most
Yes.
Victoria, most Victorians wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to ask Nicky if when he took that mark and hit the ground, you thought, well, that's worth a Magna.
Actually, when I did take the mark, I was. It's been a long 3 months since then, 4th of July, but it's been a long week, and I think yesterday was the longest day I've ever had in my life.
It's hardly worth it, Nick, isn't it?
What sort of car do you drive now, Nick?
Magna, don't you, Nick?
And you've got a bad shoulder, you won't be able to get one-handed, you'll be driving for a while.
If you like Ron.
Nicky, well done. You had a very good year again. Really is more of a defender than a goal kicker this year in many ways. And as you said, the Saints did make progress. They went up 1 spot. They've beaten a couple of teams they struggled with in the past. And we wish you well for next year at St Kilda.
Thanks, Bruce.
And let's hope Kenny Sheldon's there with you. I'm sure he will be. Nicky Winmar taking the Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. After the break, the Player of the Year, Simon Atkins.
Kicks it into the square. McEwen in front, at the back. Oh, McMullen, what's he done?
That's a beautiful kick. Best and fairest for Hawthorn last year. He did that beautifully. Ball bounces past Jarman. Now he's got it. Into Pritchard. Back to Jarman. Good running by Jarman. He'll go all the way. Just won't come back for him. But he goes for the goal and kicks it. Or was it touched right on the line? No, it made it.
So they were the contenders. Let's now look at the 1992 goal of the year.
Only as far as the half-back line. White, probably the first mistake he's made. But, oh, look at the skills of White. And a short little pass. May have been better to go longer, but he's followed it up. Picked it up now. Eluded one player. Shoots in towards goal. There is a magical piece of football.
Well, the 19-year-old's taking a break at the moment. Roger Merritt has kindly stepped in to take the award today. I know you'll pass it on to him, Roger. Roger, thanks for joining us in Brisbane. He is an exciting prospect, isn't he?
Yes, I believe what we've seen from Darryl in his first year of football.
Early in the game. Now chances for Kerr. Tries to get the hand pass away. Chopped off now by Pritchard. He couldn't gather the ball. Carroll. Over the top was Condon. The ball runs free. Struggle there for possession. Underneath it for the Swans, Mitchell. Now a chance for Carroll, Kelly, Williams, and the Swans are up towards full forward. And
Bennett. Unload from the long ball. Huge kick. Down towards the square. Breakfast in a magnificent grab. Mark of the day. Barney, the lead is on.
kicks it nicely from a 1 or 2 metre start. Oh, look at that!
Royal, the crumbs, pulls it back. Cracker. He's marked it.
Centre half forward, kicks it in towards full forward. Kernahan, mark of the day, Stephen Kernahan.
Bairstow's kick. Oh, what a mark!
Had a good third quarter. Irving